Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Pepsi vs. Coke has been a debate for decades. Everyone has their preference, but today, if you visit the Disney theme parks looking for a Pepsi, you're out of luck. The resorts only sell Coke products. They're one of Disney's biggest sponsors, but I bet you didn't know that at one time, you could buy both a Coke and Pepsi at the theme parks.
Come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on and taste the Pepsi way.
This commercial from 1979 was near the end of Pepsi's partnership with Disney. But the soda company actually played a monumental role in the history of Disney theme parks. So this is the story of Disney's Pepsi vs. Coke war. Back in the early 50s, Disneyland was a project unlike any other. Walt Disney was determined to turn his dream into a reality, but this massive undertaking proved to be a financial challenge. After pitching the idea to TV networks, Walt struck a deal with ABC. He'd produce a TV show for the network, and ABC would help foot the $17 million bill in exchange for 34.48% ownership of Disneyland. Another major sponsor brought in was Western Printing and Lithographing. They were given 13.8% ownership. Walt saw this as a great way to raise capital, so he enlisted other corporate sponsors to help build individual rides and attractions. Now, Disneyland had 33 original corporate sponsors, which included Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola. Pepsi sponsored the Golden Horseshoe, which back in the day was known for its musical revue show, and Coca-Cola sponsored the Coca-Cola Refreshment Center on Main Street. Through the 50s and into the 60s, both cola companies continued to sponsor these Disneyland attractions. Since they had similar products, they ended up splitting the refreshment territory at Disneyland. Pepsi could be found in Frontierland and Adventureland, whereas Coca-Cola could be found on Main Street, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland. It gave Disneyland guests a choice, although Walt's personal favorite may have been Pepsi-Cola. You may have heard that back in 1955, Disneyland's opening day was a complete disaster. Rides broke down, it was scorching hot, women's high heels were sinking into the asphalt, and there were no water fountains. There was a plumbing strike at the time, so Walt had to make a decision between building bathrooms or drinking fountains. He chose the bathrooms, but later was faced with criticism, saying he was trying to promote soft drink sales. Walt Disney told the reporter, "People can buy Pepsi-Cola, but they can't pee in the street."
Well, you can't win them all.
No.
This little Pepsi-Cola endorsement may have kept Disney in their good books, because in 1963, Walt got a call.
Hello there.
The Pepsi-Cola Company had a huge plot of land for the 1964 New York World's Fair. But in 1963, their board of directors had yet to approve a proposal. They were now looking to partner with the company since time was running out and they didn't have much money. So they called Walt Disney.
Hello there.
The president of Pepsi, Don Kendall, didn't meet with Walt until March of 1963, just 11 months before the fair. At this point, Walt had already been developing 3 other attractions for the World's Fair: Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln for the state of Illinois, Ford's Magic Skyway, and General Electric's Carousel of Progress. Partnering with these corporations was allowing Walt Disney to test and develop new technology for the theme parks on someone else's dime. Walt saw this new Pepsi opportunity as a way to develop even more for Disneyland. Plus, Pepsi's Golden Horseshoe Revue was one of Walt's favorite shows at the park. They already had a strong corporate relationship. So, with only 11 months to build the pavilion, Walt told Pepsi he would take on the project and build a little boat ride. He put his team right to work. Initially, Pepsi was unimpressed with the pitch for It's a Small World since it didn't promote enough Pepsi. The late actress Joan Crawford, who was Walt's close friend and a member of Pepsi's board of directors, persuaded the Pepsi team to go forward with Walt's idea. Walt's contract stipulated that he would retain full rights to the attraction, and the entire pavilion would be operated by Walt Disney Productions. Now, the Pepsi-Cola name was front and center on the building, and ads for the pavilion mentioned the soda company, but they made sure to boast the Disneyland and Walt Disney name. It's a Small World was one of the most popular attractions at the fair, and guests fell in love with the whimsical 9-minute boat ride. Walt Disney had a hit. Coca-Cola also had a pavilion at the fair, but it was not nearly as popular. So, Pepsi, thanks to Walt Disney, was the real winner here. They won this cola war. Now, around the same time as the World's Fair, Pepsi began a campaign in 1963 called the Pepsi Generation.
Come alive, you're in the Pepsi generation.
Who is the Pepsi generation? Just about everyone with the young view of things. Active, livelier people with a liking for Pepsi-Cola. A light refreshment with a bold, clean taste.
It was a huge campaign focused on the youthful generation. This was the opposite audience Coke was targeting. And where do a lot of young people spend time? At Disneyland, of course.
Come alive, come alive, you're in the Pepsi generation.
In 1964, during the first season of the World's Fair, Pepsi asked Walt for permission to shoot an entire 1-minute commercial at Disneyland. A theme park was the perfect backdrop for a young, fun couple.
Come alive, you're in the Pepsi generation.
These are the good times of a new generation, and this is the drink that helps the good times roll. Pepsi-Cola, clean and quenching, cold and bold, straight through your thirst. There's more spark to this one, more swing, more of everything that's made Pepsi the official drink of today's generation.
Complete access to the park was rarely given to outside companies, but Walt said yes without hesitation. He was so grateful for the opportunity Pepsi gave him with It's a Small World. So the commercial was Walt's way of saying thanks. At the end of the World's Fair's second season in October of 1965, Disney packed up It's a Small World and shipped everything back to California. The ride opened at Disneyland in May of 1966, without Pepsi attached to the attraction, but they still continued to sponsor the Golden Horseshoe. It's a Small World went on to become one of the most iconic Disney rides of all time. Pepsi allowed Walt to develop a boat ride, which then went on to inspire future projects he was thinking up, like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's really all thanks to Pepsi. But they still had a battle to fight in the theme parks. When Walt Disney World opened in 1971, the Pepsi and Coke battle continued at Magic Kingdom. Once again, both colas were sold at the park. Like at Disneyland, Coca-Cola sponsored the refreshment corner, which today is known as Casey's Corner. Coca-Cola products were one of the first things you saw when you walked into Magic Kingdom. Pepsi, on the other hand, stayed in Frontierland. They sponsored the Country Bear Jamboree along with Frito-Lay, which Pepsi had owned since 1965.
Howdy, folks! Welcome to the one and only original Country Bear Jamboree, presented by Pepsi-Cola and Frito-Lay.
Imagineers even included a little reference to Pepsi's commercial campaign at the time. In the show, Henry says,
"Because we've got a lot to give,"
which was a little nod to the Pepsi slogan,
And Pepsi's got a lot to give.
Pepsi did have a lot to give Disney. They had been supporters of the company for decades. They gave Disney the opportunity to produce 2 very successful attractions, and Disney gave guests the opportunity to purchase Pepsi in the theme parks. Here, Pepsi was able to reach millions of Americans. At Magic Kingdom, Pepsi products were being sold in the Mile Long Bar, which is now Pecos Bills, as well as in Adventureland. Then Coke was sold everywhere else. Now, in the 1970s, Coke was outselling Pepsi by nearly 2-to-1 in the United States. Pepsi was really losing the battle to Coke. The kicker was that many Coke drinkers did prefer the taste of Pepsi, but the company was having trouble converting customers. So in 1975, Pepsi took their first big hit at their rivals and began the Pepsi Challenge all across America.
All across this country, people took the Pepsi Challenge, and Pepsi won because
You know a way when you taste one. It's Pepsi. Taste that winning taste.
Pepsi. In tests like these nationwide, more people prefer Pepsi over Coca-Cola.
This was their biggest marketing campaign to date. There was now proof people liked the taste of Pepsi over Coke, and Pepsi ran a simultaneous campaign called Have a Pepsi Day. This campaign was designed to tap into the growing sensitivity to the issues of childhood in society. It included a commercial shot entirely at Magic Kingdom in 1979.
Getting ready, make it shine, looking pretty. There's a lot to do, you're waiting for your dreams to come true. Come on, come on, come on and have a Pepsi Day. Come on, come on, come on and taste the Pepsi way. Come on, come on, have a Pepsi Day. You're the Pepsi generation. Have a Pepsi Day.
Coca-Cola's market share was declining as Pepsi's was beginning to rise. In the end, all of Pepsi's commercials were created to rival Coke, so they were hopeful to really make an impact on sales. For the Christmas season in 1979, they even put out this commercial.
So Pepsi-Cola invites you to save on some very special gifts inspired by a very special mouse. Details of these great values are on Mickey Mouse's general store displays at participating stores.
Using the Disney brand for a packaging sweepstakes was another way to entice Pepsi's sales. Now, Coke already had such a large ownership of the market, but they were starting to feel some pressure. Coke began developing new products like Mellow Yellow in 1979 and began strengthening their relationship with Disney. For the 1980 Christmas season, Coke released this commercial shot entirely at Disneyland. It was Coke's very first commercial with Disney characters.
I'd like to teach the world what Santa wants to do. Coca-Cola. I'd like to buy the world a Coke.
Coke was not going to let Pepsi win the battle. In October of 1981, Pepsi's 10-year contract for the Country Bear Jamboree was up, and much to Disney's surprise, they did not renew. Pepsi was still the sponsor for the Golden Horseshoe at Disneyland, but on September 30th, 1982, that partnership also ended at the end of Disney's fiscal year. Since 1979, construction was underway on Epcot Center, and the future of the Disney Parks division was growing in size. They needed a new strategic way of thinking, and they wanted to partner with a singular company to supply all the soft drinks for their theme parks. Although customers were choosing the taste of Pepsi over Coke, people's wallets were still choosing Coke over Pepsi. Coke wanted to maintain their market share, so on August 9, 1982, they launched Diet Coke to rival Diet Pepsi, which had been around since 1964. When Disney was taking bids for an official soft drink partner, Coca-Cola made an aggressive offer. Pepsi couldn't compete with the bid and lost the theme park war. Coke was it.
Coke is it, the most refreshing taste around. Coke is it. Coke is it.
Epcot Center's opening day on October 1st, 1982, marked the start of Coke's exclusive partnership with the Disney theme parks. This ran through the 80s and included signing a worldwide marketing agreement in 1985. For Walt Disney World's 15th anniversary in 1986, Coke ran an exclusive sweepstakes for the celebration.
Celebrate with Coca-Cola, 50 years of Walt Disney World.
Look for this ad in your Sunday paper and join our $15 million celebration. You'll save $1 when you stock up on Coca-Cola.
And Disney characters began popping up in more and more TV commercials. In 1990, the partnership continued as Coca-Cola and Disney signed a 15-year contract, their longest contract to date. They'd remain the exclusive soft drink supplier at all Disney theme parks. Disney also gave Coke the right to use Disney characters in joint advertisements and promotions, including characters yet to be created. Ever since this agreement, Disney and Coke's relationship has strengthened, allowing Imagineers to collaborate with Coca-Cola on projects in the theme parks. In 1998, Disney opened the Ice Station Cool at Epcot, which later became Club Cool. Getting to taste Coca-Cola flavors from all around the world has become a tradition that continues even into today. For the launch of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in 2019, Disney and Coca-Cola teamed up to design brand new bottles and packaging to thematically fit the Star Wars universe. These are exclusively sold in the land, where you could also find these droid carts themed to Coke products. Even just recently in 2021, oversized soda cans featuring Coke products showed up in Pym Test Kitchen in Avengers Campus. As for Pepsi, well, it was an ongoing war for decades when in 2010, the Wall Street Journal declared Coke as the winner. Pepsi lost the number 2 spot to Diet Coke, and today, the brand continues to dominate the market. Coca-Cola will forever be synonymous with Disney. Their products are available in all Disney theme parks around the world except for Shanghai Disneyland. Disney only owns 43% of that park. So when it opened in 2016, the majority owner opted for a contract with Pepsi. It had been 34 years since Pepsi products were sold in a Disney theme park. But Disney says they have no intention on bringing Pepsi back into any other theme park. Their partnership with Coke is stronger than ever. Now when it comes to the Coke vs. Pepsi debate, which soft drink do you prefer? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.